prophetic revelation on the future of America and the end times. It's no secret that we live in an upside-down, crazy world, and it appears like things are getting worse and worse. Immorality, open borders, inflation, and socialist policies are running rampant throughout the country. Many believers were standing in faith for a turning point during the midterms. I have a more contrarian view on the results and how I believe we should move forward from here. It's becoming harder and harder to live out the Christian lifestyle as the world moves further away from biblical values. Now what? Many Christians across the nation believed electing a few conservative, Bible-believing politicians would help move our country forward. I am actually one of those people, and I talk about it in the latest episode of my podcast Strand Report. What can we learn from this? One of my good friends, Barry Meteor, the founder of Ignite America, wrote an article for Charisma News and raised a sobering point. With all of the truth vs lies, good vs evil, many Christians held the belief that God's will would prevail. Meteor says, here's the problem, we believed our will was God's will. Billy Graham was quoted saying, if God doesn't soon bring judgment upon America, he'll have to go back and apologize to Sodom and Gomorrah. In nearly every category that you measure, media, movies, and pornography, America leads and influences the world. I, along with many others, believe God raised America for a special purpose. The fact is, most American citizens don't believe that. Only 20% of Americans believe and put their faith in biblical values. I used to love to go to Donald Trump rallies. When you were in the arena, the morale was high and filled with excitement for the future of the country. But a lot of Americans didn't feel that way. When you are in a certain sphere of influence, you are impacted and encouraged by those like-minded people around you. Barry Meteor made a point that I think is important for everyone to recognize. The re-election of Trump's agenda to make America great again would have been out of step with God's judgment on America and end times prophecies. He notes that America isn't even mentioned in last-day prophecies. It is clear the eternal judgment of God is upon this nation. Something is building toward the end of time, and Meteor says America has earned God's judgment 1,000 times over. In 2 short years, America has lost the world's respect and our nation's confidence, he says. Despite that stark reality, have hope that we serve the eternal God. We need to be encouraged. It looks like it's getting really bad, but the truth is, we are a people who believe that following the grim future is the 1,000-year reign of Jesus on earth. We don't talk about this very much in church anymore. The world is not ending because the midterms did not go as planned. God is on the throne. Hebrews 11 talks about the heroes of the faith and how many died without seeing the promise fulfilled in their day. The key is that they died in faith, and Scripture says, having seen them from afar, were assured of them, embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. The chapter tells us that anyone who thinks of the country out of which they came, would have the opportunity to return. The heroes of the faith weren't meditating on the state of the world, but they had a heavenly perspective. They recognized they were just pilgrims on earth, and they desired a heavenly homeland. They lived in the reality that God was preparing a place for them, and that is where their hope rested. We have a responsibility as believers to vote, run for office, and encourage those who are in politics. With that in mind, we need to look beyond politics. These problems our nation is facing are going to continue despite what happened in the midterms. Set your gaze upon Jesus and the reality that he has paid it all. We will be joined together with him one day for all eternity. There is nothing more joyful than that. EOA.